Hello, everybody. Joe the Lawyer here, and I have another episode of Analog Man Cave. And yes, you are staring at Fonzie, Arthur Fonzarelli himself, because there is nobody who represents cool more than the Fonz. All right, anybody my age, in their late 40s and older, understands that as an indisputable fact of the universe. This is Fonzie, and he's staring at you, because if you're doing the rule of cool, not cool. Not cool at all. This whole thing started from, I was scrolling Instagram, as we do when we're sitting on the porcelain throne. And I came up and I found this thing where it was like when the DM is a little bit too lenient with the rule of cool. And it was an insane thing. They were bending back palm trees. There was like 8 guys standing on the palm trees, each with a shield. They launched them over the wall. They bundled up into the shield into like this big ball of shields. They landed on the other side of the wall. They came at it out unscathed and started beating the crap out of people. Now, it was obviously a stretch. I don't know anybody would allow that as a DM. If you do, you suck. All right, there's no way around it. But, it just got me thinking about this rule of cool thing and how I guess maybe I just might be a dick because no, I don't do it. I don't allow it. I don't allow it the way most people do it. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, the rule of cool is basically where you're basically told as a DM to say, you know what? If it sounds cool, just let him do it. If don't say no. Just say no but. Or just say yes all the time. It's bullshit. All right, it's utter and complete bullshit. Because then players just take over your fucking game. This is like they want to have their big Errol Flynn moment, or for, I guess, who the hell knows who he is anymore. Maybe Jason Bourne is a better reference, or whoever the hell is cool these days. People are like, oh, it makes it cinematic, and it's memorable, and that's the kind of stuff we'll talk about at the bar later. Well, yeah, if you go to the bar. If you want to do the rule of cool, you're probably not a bar person. You're probably like a, Starbucks person or something anyway, but, and it's like, oh, well, you know what? Otherwise, all I'm stuck with is what's in the rules, and I want to be creative. No, kiss my ass. You're not doing it. Oh, why can't I tell the story that I want to tell? It's fun. No, you little whiny bitch. You got a trophy all your life. You can't. But why not? You're mean. Not fair. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You suck, DM. I'm trying to be creative. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All right? Here's why I don't like it. Because it takes away all the sense of reality in the game. It completely kills your immersion in it, okay? It's not a living, breathing world. If you're acting like you're in a freaking Bugs Bunny cartoon and anvils can land on your head and you walk up and get away with a crushed skull, The other thing, too, it's like it sets bad precedents. I know precedent is like a lawyer phrase and stuff, but, I'm a lawyer here, so what are you going to do? You know why? Because it means that people will rely on it, okay? So as soon as you allow somebody to do that thing, people are going to say, well, I did it last time. Why can't I do it this time? Next thing you know, you're just writing it up into your house rules as a new feat that people could take. Or they don't have to take it as a feat. It's just a new ability everybody has, okay? I'm convinced that that's where feats came from. It's by DMs allowing a player to do something once or twice, and all of a sudden became this ability thing. And then DM's like, well, I gotta limit this shit, so I'm not gonna let anybody do everything all the damn time, whenever you want, so I'm gonna make it a special thing called a feat. And then it's codified. And once it's in there, you gotta do that shit forever, The other thing, too, it's like, I'm a very much into class protection person. I like balance between the classes. I like the classes that have unique abilities that nobody's going to stomp on the thief, their ability to pick locks. I don't want anybody to stomp on the cleric's ability to cure people, heal people. I don't want anybody to stomp on the wizard's ability to throw fireballs. Now, most of the time, these things don't involve spells and all that kind of crap, but you get the point I'm trying to say. It's basically, if you have, like, say you have a thief acrobat type class in your game, and you let somebody do the Errol Flynn chandelier thing where they swing on the chandelier with their sword out, they do a triple backflip, land behind the guy, stab him in the ass, and kick him off the ledge, and he lands in the pile of whatever the hell, and he's dead. All right? That goes to a thief acrobat's ability, and not anybody should be able to do that. All right, it's also like an insta-win button. You have no more risk. There's no more risk involved in doing anything, any sort of an encounter, because as long as you can think of some wild ass bullshit crazy thing that you pull out of your butt, that well, I'm going to do this because why? Because the rule of cool. That's why. No, you're not going to do it, motherfucker. No, it's not going to happen. Because then what happens is that you do it all the time. You're always going to rely upon that thing. Not that specific thing, but the rule of cool thing. You're always going to sit there and say, well, you know what? I don't have to even really pay attention to my character's abilities or spells or anything like that, because as long as I could sit there and think outside the box, the DM's got to kind of allow me to do it, or at least give it a shot, because it's only fair, right? I might as well just throw away the character sheet and your class and everything about your person. I mean, then you're just in a fictional fantasy cartoon world. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's why Fonzie is staring at you with the side eye, because it's not cool, motherfucker. It's not cool. All right? However, that being said, I did like what they had in DCC, in their RPG with their, special feats, strength or something like that. And I basically stole it from my own RPG, a version of it. What I do have is once a day, you are able to try to do something, either a feat of strength or a feat of agility. Okay? Now, first you got to ask the GM if you can even do it. All right? It's got to be within the realm of what is possible for a normal human being can do. All right? A normal person can't run up vertical walls, right? Almost all, some of those parkour people do stuff like that, but they don't run up a wall. They bounce all over the place. But you can attempt to do something like that, all right? Like a parkour move. You can't just run up a vertical wall. You can't backflip over a group of 10 orcs, but you might be able to backflip or somersault your way out of combat without taking an attack of opportunity. Usually do it with dramatic flair, all right? And in terms of feats of strength, again, it's got to be in the realm of what is possible for a human being to do. You can't punch a tree that's 4 feet thick and knock it over. But you can try to punch a charging owlbear in the head and stun it. If you're wrapped in chains like a mummy, you're screwed. But if you have these old rusty manacles, they're not in the greatest of condition, yeah, you can try to bust out of them with a feat of strength, all right? Now, that being said, the GM has to allow it. You have to say, hey, can I try to do this with a feat of strength? You don't get to demand that I'm going to do something. I'm going to try this, and I'm going to get to be able to have a chance at it. You have to ask the GM, hey, can I try to feat of strength to bust out of these chains? Well, no, because you're wrapped like a damn mummy and they're 3 inches thick each. So, no, you can't do that. Hey, can I try to break out of these manacles? They are kind of rusty and old, and they've been down in that dungeon for about 40 years, so, yeah, I'll give you a shot, okay? And what it comes down to, then, is a feat of strength or a feat of agility, all right? I use agility instead of dex in my game. Now, that is a straight-up percentage. All right, and you can do it once per day. That's it. And it's based on your ability score. So if you have, let's say, a 7 to 9, this goes to both feats of strength or feats of agility. These scores and these numbers apply to both. Between 7 and 9, you got a 10% chance. Between 10 and 12, it's 15. Between 13 and 15, it is a 20% chance. 16 to 17 gives you a 25% chance, and an 18 gives you a 30% chance. I know you the whiners out there in the audience are saying, well, those aren't great chances. No, they're not. Because it shouldn't be achievable. It's a superhuman feat of strength that shouldn't happen all the damn time. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. It should not be achievable. It should be extraordinary. It should be like, holy crap, I can't believe I did that. Rather than an expectation that, of course, I should be able to do that. Right? So the 18, you only got a 30% chance. If you're a 1 to 3, you got a 1% chance. If you're a 4 to 6, you got a 5. And it goes up from there. Right? So between 1% and 30% for each are feats of strength or feats of agility. And again, once per day. That's it. So you may want to save that shit for reserve because you never know what's going to come. All right. So see, I'm not a cruel and heartless GM, am I? I allow something like that. I just don't allow the whiniest amongst us to dictate my game because fuck you, it's my game. Honestly, that's pretty much it. So again, bottom line is no. Rule of cool, not cool. I will allow you a small chance to do some shit sometimes, and it's a risk, and it may not work, and if you fail, guess what? There might be consequences. You try to break the chains, you fail, you might break a wrist. Boom. Screwed, right? You try to do that triple backflip or something like that over the people, you fail, you might sprain an ankle, your movement's cut in half, all right? So there's always going to be a risk to everything. There's always going to be a consequence to failure. That's how it works. You know why? That's real life, all right? Well, thanks very much for listening this long, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you have any comments you want to make for the algorithm, add Fonzie's name to it. All right? Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.